Hello everybody, welcome back to the Band of War Variety channel. In today's video we're going to be doing Penny Hunt album fill number 3 with boxes 14 and 15 of my career and the 3rd and 4th live hunts. Or not really live hunts, because I'm going to be doing something different in this video since I have 2 boxes and I got a larger coin load. I already have the first roll of this box with an older looking wheat scent ender in it. So I'm expecting a high count of wheat scents. So I'm not going to show every single wheat scent that I find, but rather only the notable ones. So if there's an error or an older one or an Indian head scent or something different that's unusual, that's not usually found, that's when I'll bring you in for the video. So the video isn't going to be super long of me just pulling out a 56 Denver or 1949 Philadelphia and then just so back and forth. You know, it gets boring after a while. So we'll just go over that at the end of the video, and we'll start with this box and go over the notable finds as we find those. And I will hunt this, do this roll with the wheat scent in it live, just to see what it is, even if it's a lesser common date. So I will do that, as well as any enders in here. But anyway, we're going to get this box opened up and start with this and save the better box for last. First box, and we already have a wheat scent ender in this box too. Looks like a 1955 Denver. I'm thinking, so yeah, I didn't think I saw any enders in here. The closer I looked, there was one. But anyway, we're going to start with this roll. And like I said, I'll just be showing the notable finds. Hopefully we can get more stuff that we need for the albums. It's roll 13 and we have our first wheat scent, and that even though it isn't a significant date, I'm just bringing you in because it's been such a while since we got one. It's been kind of dry lately. But it is a 1951 Denver, but I just figured I'd show you, at least since that's the first wheat scent. We got some replacements and no additions yet, but I have a couple Canadian scent dates that I need, I think. Anyway, that's what's happening so far. Roll 26, and it's been kind of a slow box, as I said before, but we do have a 1934 Philadelphia here, which is an older one, so that's why I brought you in for that. It's not really going to replace the 34 that I have. It's not really, might be a little better, a little less worn. So I'm gonna have to think about that, but that is 1934, which it's about the only one of them I found for a while, so feels like another harder to find date. But anyway, so far what we have is we have 5 wheat scents, 3 from the 50s, 2 from the 40s. We had a 45 Philly, a 46 Philly. Looks like a 57 Denver, 58 Denver, and then this gets another 57 Denver. So we've had that, had some Canadian scents, some dates that I need, and some replacements, things like that. But so far a pretty slow box, but this has ramped it up a little bit. Roll 40, we sort of have a little power roll here. For one, we have an oddity, not really something worth keeping, but we have somebody trying to cut a crosshair or something. You know, 1983 Philadelphia scent, no double dye or anything like that. We also have a 1946 Philadelphia wheat scent, which is not a significant date. I'm just bringing you in for the package that this roll is. And then we have a 1943 George VI Canadian scent, which I need. Harder to find, older one there. And this was that ender wheat scent that I talked about. the beginning of the video for this box. It was in roll 40. Or it might have been roll 38. But that's a 1955 Denver. Roll 50, last roll. And we have found the elusive 2009 Denver Presidency, which is the only slot I have left to fill in the 1975 to 2013 album. So it's been eluding me for a while. The 2009 Presidency is the scarcest of the Lincoln commemoratives, but the 2009 Denver is the second scarcest. But I've not been able to find it in the probably few thousand pennies I've searched through since I got these albums. So that is an excellent find to finish off the album. We just have a few more cents to search through here. Doesn't look like any notable wheat cents or anything. Pretty slow box. We did have the 34 Philadelphia and the 2009 Denver Presidency. I threw the 1946 Philadelphia into the scrap by accident, but I'm not really keeping any of these cents. I've decided I'm not really saving any more of the uncommon ones. I'm just going to release them back into circulation for other collectors to find, since I don't really need them and I have tons of these dates. So just going to get rid of them from now on and keep these older ones. We found several Canadian cents. We also found another George VI obverse. Not too nice. It was in roll 47 from 1951. And that is a date that I need for when I get an album for that. But anyway, finished searching this, and that is it for this box. So we'll be moving on to the second one down there. So we're on to the second box now. This is probably going to be more promising. We've had a lot of luck with these types of boxes than we did with the other type. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there's already a wheat cent ender, and what I'm going to use is roll 1. So as you can see there, it looks like it has the potential to be older. So we'll get a better look at that and open that roll live and see what it is. So we have that. Let's see. It's just a 1946 Denver. But it did look older, but that is a date we haven't run into lately, just the 46 Philadelphias. But we'll add that to the stack. Probably won't be keeping that, but I have to check my album first. I did want to bring you back because we did have a second wheat cent in roll 1, which is the 1948 Philadelphia. I just brought you back because we've already achieved what took me over 10 rolls to get in the second box. So that is already shown this box is better. Roll 12, it's been slow, but 11 rolls later, we have 3 wheat cents just in this roll. First is this 1957 Denver, really hammered one. And then we have another 1935 S, San Francisco, which I already have a nice example of. And then we have a 1944 Philadelphia, not too bad a shape. So we have an older one, a 40s, and a 50s in this one roll. So that isn't too bad. Well, that was the box. Pretty dry, slow box with a lot of replacements in Canadian cents. There was one in roll 50, a wheat cent. I didn't check the date yet, so I just figured I'd end the video checking the date. And it's the last year, 58 Philadelphia, so that's not significant. I'm not going to be keeping most of these. I will be keeping the 30s ones, but it looks like we had we had 11 in this box, and then we had 7 in the first box. with the 1946 Philadelphia that I threw away, so that would be 8. So with 11 and 8, we would have 19 wheat cents that we found. I'm only going to be keeping these two. Speaking of, or not speaking of, but I have three 2010 Denvers I found in roll 18, roll 36, and roll 33. And remember in the last video where we found the 2010 Denver, how scarce it was. And I found 3 more, just that easy. So that's one of those weird coin finding phenomenons. It takes you forever to find something, then all of a sudden you start finding it all the time. And then we have one of whatever this is for oddities. Really damaged cent or something else. I don't know, not going to be keeping that, but it's an oddity from roll 41. And we have some dates we need for Canadian cents and some possible replacements, and we have replacements and stuff that we need for other stuff. And obviously the major find in this box was the 2009 D Presidency, which we needed to fill this album entirely. And I'm thinking this 1934 will be replacing my one that I have, even though it is only slightly better. But anyway, guys, we're going to get to the updates to the albums and then call it a day with this 2-box hunt. This is the 1909 and 1940 album, where the 1934 Philadelphia I found will be replacing the 1934 I already have. Even though this has more distracting marks on it, the newer one, it is less worn and the details are a little bit sharper. So we will be adding that in place. And I will be keeping the 35S for my older wheat cents and all of these common 40s and 50s dates back into circulation for other collectors. Here we have the additions to the 1941 and 1974 album, or I should say the replacements for the things. So still no 1973S and still none of the S varieties for the 40s and the 51S wheat cents. For 1975 to 2013 we have this. I'm updating the reverse to be a 1975 reverse instead of the 1980 that I have in here, because that's when this album starts. I want to reverse from when the album starts, the first year. I have some updates to my zinc and copper collection for the 1982 year, where some pennies were zinc and some pennies were copper, where they changed the composition like mid-year. So I don't have a weigh balance, so I just use the flip trick. If it rings, it's made out of copper, and if it has sort of like a doinky flat sound it makes, it's zinc. So I use that to determine some of the replacements for these ones. You know, I'm actually deciding that I might be keeping this one just because I like the luster on it, but I'm going to check to see that it is zinc, because I don't believe I did that test on them before. So we'll be checking that after this. Found a nicer one to use for the 2010 Shield reverse. And we obviously have the 2009 Denver Presidency to complete the Lincoln Memorial set and this album. and we do have that crossed out on the list. As you can see, 2009 Denver Presidency. So this album is completely filled. And last, we have the 2014 to present replacements. So just a few of those. Still no 2023 Denver, despite all this searching. So I don't know the mintage of that yet. But I will be looking into that. I'm thinking it's probably something to do with why I'm having so much trouble with that. But anyway, those are the album changes. So guys, that's going to be it for these two boxes. A pretty slow set of boxes, only 18 wheat cents across the two, when I got like 20 some in one box in the previous videos, and somewhere like that in the boxes before that. But it is what it is with these boxes. They vary in scarcities and rarities and stuff, just like that. We did get the 2009 D Presidency, which filled the 1975 to 2013 album completely. We got several nice replacements. We did get 26 Canadian cents, several of which I do need in my, well, I've checked the dates for stuff that I need and stuff that I want to use for Obverses and things like that if I do get a Canadian cent album. So I just look at a photo I took of them all lined up, and I go through with that, any replacements or any dates that I need, because I will consider getting an album for that down the line. We'll be keeping the 35S we found, and we did find the 1934, which replaced it. So we did find two older wheat cents, but we released the rest back into circulation. So other than that, an averagely slow type of set of two boxes. But like I said, it is what it is with these. So still not too bad of a box. We got stuff that we can use for the collection. But no Indian head cents or anything. Those are extremely elusive, but there's always future boxes. With the discontinuation of minting of pennies, I don't think that's going to make any of this stuff any more scarce, because I don't think they're eliminating pennies from circulation. They're just not making any more, because it's just not worth making the penny, because it costs more to make it than its face value is worth. I don't think that'll make these any more scarce, but I got two boxes of pennies this time anyway, and I'm going to keep hunting these over other coinage for denominations because of that reason, just in case anything happens where you can't get them anymore. But anyway, guys, it's going to be it for today's video. We are going to be taking a break from the coin roll hunting. I've been getting a lot of them videos up. It's time for doing some other things, since this is the Banknote War Variety channel and not just banknotes and coins. So we'll be getting into other things. But anyway, guys, it's going to be it for today's video.